Captain by a hook with a red beard. Capped by a hook with a red beard.
Man, please. All about my bread, like some ham and cheese, baby. How you love that? Arkansas. Oh. Gets their first SEC win. Hate to say I called it. Also, would be lying to you if I had any hope. At the half, down 12, Arkansas claws back. If you look at the box score, no clue how this team won the game. I mean, outside of Georgia missing free throws, 9-point differential at the free throw line. Arkansas shot 85%, while Georgia shot 70%. Also, panic time, panic mode for a team I once dubbed hotter than fish grease. Oh, I'm talking about Nebraska. I mean, it's getting oogly boogly for the Cornhuskers. 12-7 now overall. And sorry, I want to make sure y'all can hear me. 12-7 now overall. Sadly, 2-6 in Big Ten play. They were walking the dog in non-conference play. Since conference play has started, they had that one huge win against UCLA at home. And then since then, L. Losing a lot of close games as well. See what I did there? Last night, the 5-point loss to USC is the icing on the cake for me. Nebraska shaking my damn head. They'll be a tough team in the tournament. The NIT tournament, right now they're the last four in. Nah, they ain't gonna make it. Looks like they'll be playing Pittsburgh for an 11 seed. Ain't gonna make it. Look at some of the first four outs. You got teams like Cincinnati, Texas, SMU, Ohio State. Huge win the other night against Purdue. Maybe they come claiming that last spot. Also, teams like Iowa. Who knows? Going to be a fun last couple of weeks in conference play. Today, I'm going to talk some Mount West and some WCC. 5 teams as of now going to make this tournament. We're going to talk about them analytically. Hard to judge some of these teams because of the conference they play in. Mountain West a little tougher than WCC. WCC, not too shabby this season, but I like to look at these teams analytically. I don't care what they did against Santa Clara, Loyola Marymount, Air Force. Let's see how these teams rank up against the best of the best. Also, San Diego State. I'm going to give you a pass last night because you played Air Force. You was up 10. You probably said, F it, bruh. Relaxed a little bit. Ended up only winning by 1 in overtime. You got the win. See what happens moving forward. Y'all have looked amazing to me at times this year, and you've looked horrible at times. So, boom. We are going to talk a little March Madness. 5 teams from the Mountain West and WCC. Check them out analytically. Recap yesterday. Wild. day in college hoops. Just proven once again that the madness is real. Also, my main man, Dan Hurley. Maybe he's right. You ever thought about that? Maybe we're crazy. Maybe Dan Hurley is right. What do you mean by that? Oh, good question. I would love to elaborate a little bit before we dive into this show. Dan Hurley told the refs, I'm the best coach in the sport. Turn your damn back on me. I don't know why it sounds like the Grinch. Jim Carrey's Grinch. But he does. I'm kidding. He doesn't. I don't know. It's a morning show, people. Sometimes this stuff comes off the top of my head and I can't control it. But I don't think he's right about being the best coach in the league or in the sport, as he said. But in the post game, they asked him about it again, and he said, we're one of the best teams in the damn nation. He's wrong about that, too, but we'll get back to that. And we get the worst calls. Maybe he's right. Maybe they're getting horrible calls. As every gambler knows, the refs just want us to lose. I'm being facetious. Being funny, if you will. Blaming losses on the refs. Even if it were true, it's a low move. He also said this, and this is where I do think he was right. Put cameras on all the other coaches. But they don't do that. They know if they get a clip of Dan Hurley throwing a tantrum, they'll get some views, get some clicks. In the day and age of 2025, that is the engine that runs media, views, and clicks. So maybe he is right about that. Maybe there's a conspiracy theorist. All cameras on Dan Hurley at all times. And then the refs, all they got to do is piss him off. Boom. We're printing money now, baby. We're printing money now. Dan Hurley wants a three-peat so bad, he's delusional. Great coach. Probably top 5 right now. Definitely top 5 right now. Shout out to Dan, the man Hurley. Everybody's against him. Anyway, I didn't even mean to talk about that long. Let's jump on into it. This is Captain by a hook with the red beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. Stare Down Greatness. I'm Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live on a beautiful, freezing, frigid Thursday, baby. It is the 23rd day of January, and I'm going to be honest. I don't know how you cats in the north do it. It snowed down south 2 days ago, and I'm ready to rip some hair out, to say it nicely. Anyway, let's jump into this madness breakdown. This is Mad Thursdays. I don't know. I need to get some, need to get my producer to make me some Mad Thursdays. Some graphics. Maybe get a theme song. Like some old horror movie stuff. Oh, almost choked on some spit. Anyway, started off. Slicker, New Mexico. This is a team I am very, very, very high on. New Mexico. Right now, New Mexico is an 11 seed. They will be a very, very dangerous 11 seed. Their net ranking is 55th in the nation, towards the bottom of the bracket, but 55 out of 360 ain't too shabby. Also, the RPI ranking 39. This team's pretty damn good. 16-4 on the season, 8-1 in Mountain West play, 8-1 in conference play, 1-1, however, against Quad 1 teams. 6-1 against Quad 2. 4 losses, excuse me. They lost to St. John's, the Johnnies, very good St. John's team. They showed it, last night. They also lost to Arizona State, when Arizona State was pretty damn good. However, that was a Quad 2 win against Arizona State. It'd be nice if that was a Quad 1 for them. New Mexico State got them in overtime, those in-state rivalries, and then they go on a 6-game winning streak before losing by 1 to San Jose State. Since that loss, they won 2 in a row, blew out both Boise State and Fresno State. And New Mexico looking to roll. Their next game is this weekend, Saturday, I believe. They're taking on UNLV, the Running Rebels of Las Vegas. Pretty sure they'll win that one. And then Utah State will be a tough one. New Mexico, as an 11 seed, nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to want to play this team. They're projected to be 15-5 conference play, 22-8 rolling into March. They have the 3rd most efficient pace in the nation. Their offensive efficiency, 65th in the nation. They average about 1.15 points per possession, which basically means every time down the floor, probably getting a bucket. At least every 2 times down the floor, they're getting a bucket and one. Defensive efficiency, 33rd in the nation, top 33rd. 33rd ranked team in the nation, defensive efficiency, only giving up 0.94 points per possession. That means it might take you 3 possessions to get 1 point on this team sometimes. Shoot free throws. High rate of free throws. They get to the line. They do not settle for threes. They're 303rd out of 360. Way down towards the bottom in 3-point field goal attempts to the field goal attempt ratio. I never know how to say that. But basically, they don't settle for threes. They get to the basket and get to the mid-range. The 2 things that do concern me on offense a little bit, they're top 100 in offensive rebounding, top 60 in turnover percentage, meaning they do not turn the ball over. Their true effective field goal percentage is 50%, but this is the 2 things that worry me. They only shoot the ball inside the arc about 50%. Shoot the ball outside of the arc about 35%, but the free throws, they're towards the bottom of free throw percentage. About 66% from the free throw line. That will definitely come back and bite them come March. But man, they do not give up a lot of free throws at all, and they turn you over. 23 in the nation on defense at getting turnovers, forcing turnovers. This team's going to get up in your grill, and they're going to play some good basketball. Excuse me. New Mexico. Anytime you're top 65 in both offensive and defensive efficiency, you got a good chance to win a game or 2 in the tournament. As I said, right now they're an 11th seed. I lost them. Or now they're an 11 seed that would take on West Virginia. Yikes. That would be literally a game. If that was the game that happened, West Virginia at the 6th seed, New Mexico at the 11th seed, I'd probably stay away. Be a damn good one, though. I would want to watch. Anybody would win that one. But New Mexico could definitely get hot at the right time and go on a little run from that 11 seed spot. I also can see them sneaking up a little bit, getting to a 9, maybe 8 seed spot, which then they could really do some damage. Of course, then you got to go up against a 1 seed in the second round. San Diego State. This team concerns me just a little bit. Offense letting me down. They're ranked 46th both in the net ranking and the RPI rankings. They're 12-5 overall, 3-3 against quad 1 teams, 1-1. Only 2 games against quad 2. So getting a lot of quad 1 wins. Their losses, they got 5 of them. They lost to Oregon. They lost to Gonzaga. Both of those coming in November. Then they beat Houston, which is crazy. I watched Houston play last night, and I'll get to that a little later. They might be my favorite for the Final Four right now. They beat Houston, which jumps off a 5-game winning streak before they lose by 1 point to Utah State. Very tough loss to Utah State. And then since then, they beat Boise State. They beat Air Force 67-38, which is why I kind of give them a pass last night for only beating them by 1. I don't think they took them serious at all. But anyway, you win those 2 games, and then you lose to New Mexico by a hell of a lot. Beat Colorado State by a hell of a lot. Somehow lose to UNLV by 8, and then you barely beat Air Force by 1. They're going to need to get some consistency rolling here for me to believe in them. But they got a good chance to do it. You say Nevada, I say Nevada. Then you got San Jose State, Wyoming, Colorado State, San Jose State. In my opinion, no disrespect to any one of these teams, you got 5 games to get you right before you go up against Boise State again, Fresno State, Utah State, New Mexico, before you end the season in a gauntlet like that. Last 3 games, though, pretty easy. Wyoming, UNLV, and Nevada. Those 3 games, I think, can get this team, I hate to say like a springboard, bring it back, warm them up. Those 3 games, and I think they can go into the Mount West tournament absolutely on fire, going to March, striking on all cylinders. This team's going to beat you, and they're going to beat you on defense. One of the slowest paced teams in the nation, 271 out of 360. I say 360. The exact number is probably like 362 or 363. I need to learn that, I guess, but I don't know how many FBS or whatever you call it. Not FBS. I don't know. About 360. Just know that teams that we're doing these rankings off of. So slow pace team. Offense, this is what bothers me. But again, I think they can get hot and overcome this. They're ranked 160th in the nation in offensive efficiency. Not a great shooting team. Free throws, 68%. 3-point, 36%. Inside the arc, they're shooting about 51%. True effective field goal percentage, not bad. They're about middle of the pack. 123rd in the nation with 52%. But they do not turn the ball over. They do not settle for threes. But points is definitely, if they go cold in the tournament, it's over. Johnny. But check this out. They're top 10 in defensive efficiency. Number 9, to be exact. They only give up 0.9 points per possession. Top 10 in the country, 9th in the nation. One of the best teams to do so. They don't foul. They guard the 3-point line extremely well. And if they run you off the line, they guard you even better inside of the 3-point line. They're 6th in the nation at 2-point field goal percentage against. Teams are only shooting about 40% from inside the arc against this team. Again, they can come up against one of these high-running, high-gunning teams in the tournament and just absolutely shut them down. And we could see a tournament game in the first round of 57-55. San Diego State advances. Also, still got the coach, still got a few same players. This is a team that went to the championship game 2 years ago, Sweet 16 last season. If it wasn't for UConn, who knows what San Diego State could have accomplished over these last 2 years. Now, Lamont Butler, he's wearing blue and white this season. He is not at San Diego State. That's the one thing that does worry me. He is their engine that rolls. But San Diego State, as the 10 seed right now, looks like they'll be taking on Clemson. Whoever that 7 seed is, man, let me tell you this. They better watch out. It's going to be tough to score on this San Diego State defense. But the offense does scare me. I don't know. Both of these teams I just talked about, New Mexico and San Diego State, would not be surprised to see them in the Sweet 16. However, I am not counting on it. Round one, round two exit, my opinion, for both of these teams. Depending on the spread, might back. Like if San Diego State's plus 5.5, that's a bet I'm willing to take. New Mexico, I'll take both of these teams as dogs pretty much. Not going to lay any points with them. And definitely if they're favorites, not going to be looking to lay like minus 135 on the money line for them. But that's the 11 seed, that's the 10 seed right now. Probably going to be some dogs. And I will look to back them that first game, taking the points. The last Mount West team I want to talk about before I get you some WCC teams, which I should talk about more WCC teams. Right now, there's only 2 on the bracket, but there are teams like Oregon State. There are teams like Washington State. Hell, even Santa Clara, maybe. Who knows? There's some WCC teams that we might have to revisit come late February, early March, because they go on a damn run. But to round out the Mount West, one of the best teams in the nation, Utah State, young Calhoun at the helms. If you don't know the name Calhoun, thank you for watching. I don't know why you watch if you're not a college basketball fan. But Calhoun's son coaching this Utah State team. They're ranked 39th in net rankings, 17th. They're a top 20 team according to RPI. And let me tell you why. This team is 17-2 overall. Just real quick, you talk about teams that might sneak into this damn tournament. UNLV beat both Utah State and San Diego State. Now, UNLV probably not going to make the tournament, but they're a tough son of a gun. I just wanted to shout out the running Rebels of Las Vegas. Utah State 4-0 against quad 1 teams, 17-2 overall, 7-1 in the conference. Only conference loss coming to the running Rebels of Las Vegas, a 3-point loss in Las Vegas about a week ago, 8 days ago. The only other loss, I don't know how this happened. UC San Diego snuck up and bit them 75-73. That was back before Christmas. Some huge wins this team has. St. Mary's, San Diego State, St. Bonnie's at a time when St. Bonnie's was pretty damn good. But other than that, the one thing that does scare me when you look at this team, they beat Iowa as well back in November. A lot of small schools they beat up on. Alcorn State, UNC Charlotte, Montana, Wyoming, Utah Tech, South Florida, San Jose State. Just last night, they beat You Say Nevada, I Say Nevada. Cashed that minus 6.5 for us easily. Won by 21. Never a doubt there. This team is probably going to cruise through conference play. Probably going to, I don't know. This is one of the few teams I'm serious. I think they can make a deep run. Sweet 16, Elite 8 type-ish. They're ranked second in the nation in offensive rebounding. They're top 50 in field goal percentage inside the 3-point line. One thing they do struggle with is shooting the three. Only 32% on the season. But good thing for them, they do not settle for threes. Only about a third of their shots coming from behind the arc. They're top 100 in effective field goal percentage, and they are ranked 12th in the nation in offensive efficiency. Usually you get a team ranked top 20, top 30, top 15, even in this case 12th in the nation in offensive efficiency. It's because they're running and they're gunning and they're letting it fly. Not this team. 148 out of 360 in pace, and their defense 83rd in the nation. Got a top 100 defense and a top 15 offense. This team right now is an 8 seed. That 8-9 matchup could be a doozy. This team makes their field free throws, though, at a respectable rate. 77%, 76%, excuse me. I rounded up when I should have rounded down. They're also pretty good at taking care of the ball, ranked 70th in there. 13% of their possessions turn into turnovers. However, they turn the opposite team over about 20% of the time. 1 out of every 5 possessions, they're turning the other team over. That's good for 22nd in the nation. They do not foul on defense. Ranked 26th in the nation at free throw attempts against versus free field goal attempts against. Top 12 offensive efficiency, 83rd in defensive efficiency, 17-2, 4-0 against quad one. Put a star next to that. Really like this Utah State team. They got 2 kids averaging over 15 points a game. So it's going to be on those 2 kids' shoulders come March. Can they up that 15-17 to 18-22? They're going to have to get some buckets. And that offense is going to have to be as efficient as it is ranked. But Utah State, dangerous 8 seed. Right now they take on UCLA. If that stands, it's madness, bro. I can't call it. Utah State, UCLA. I would say is a pick 'em. Utah State maybe -1.5. Bet market comes in, bets UCLA to UCLA -1.5. Who knows? But UCLA is a team that can get blown out if they don't show up. Every team is, but UCLA has had games where they haven't shown up. St. Mary's. Sorry, we're talking madness, people. This is a team to watch out for. St. Mary's might be the best team in the nation. That's exaggerating. But tonight, they're 10.5-point favorites. They've been covering double-digit points at a astounding rate. Astounding rate. Worried about them tonight, though. San Francisco, the Dons, pretty damn good team. But anyway, 16-3 overall. They're ranked 28th in net rankings, 44th in RPI rankings. They are 6-0 in conference play, 2-1 against quad one. Only 3 losses on the season. Arizona State, back when, bro, in November, Arizona State looked like they were going to be a monster. Since then, wah, 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 wah. December, before Christmas, lost to Boise State, lost to Utah State. That Boise State game, 2-point overtime loss. Utah State, one of 2. Utah State's, no. Utah State has 2 losses. St. Mary's has 3. Utah State, the 3rd loss. Since Christmas, this team is undefeated. The Utah State loss was December 22nd. Haven't lost a game since then. So they're undefeated in their January games. Got 2 more left. 2 tough ones. They're taking on San Francisco tonight. They're projected to win by 12. The spread's 10.5. 8.5, 7.5. I make the bet. 10.5. I'm staying away. But we'll get to my bets later. But San Francisco, and then you got Washington State, Santa Clara, Gonzaga, San Francisco, Oregon State, Santa Clara, Washington State. And oh, here's a game off. Portland. Oh, then here's Gonzaga, Loyola Marymount, Oregon State to finish it off. St. Mary's, as far as remaining schedules go, maybe the toughest remaining schedule of any WCC team. I don't know how that happened. You look at Gonzaga's schedule, it's a cakewalk compared to this. Just, I don't know. This team could fall apart before they even get to March. But their defensive efficiency, 17th in the nation, only giving up 0.91 points per possession, and they are top 30, ranked 30th to be exact, in offensive efficiency. Top 30 in offensive efficiency, top 20 in defensive efficiency. Pace, one of the slowest teams in the nation. They're 312 in pace. This is a good ass basketball team. They rebound the ball on both sides, but they're great at offensive rebounding. Sixth in the nation at offensive rebounding. Other than that, they guard you well. They hold teams to about 44% shooting. They're not special in anything. They're middle of the pack in a lot of these stats. 215, 169, 290, 151. There's really is no stats individually that blow you out the water, but as a cumulative, 17th ranked in defensive efficiency, 30th ranked in offensive efficiency, which means to me they just get the job done. If you round up, 5 players averaging double digits, 1 player averaging 9 points a game. I'll just say 6 players averaging around double digits. So they share the rock, they get buckets, and they play some damn good defense. I mean, they held USC to 36 points in November. Anytime you hold a team to 30 something, they just held Pepperdine to 41. Just held San Diego to 56. You're not letting teams score. It's rare for a team to get over 60 on them. But shout out to St. Mary's, man. Right now, they're projected to be a 9 seed. That'll be a tough 9-8 matchup. They'll be taking on Texas Tech. This is a team I'd be looking to back at the 9 seed. Probably be a slight dog, +2, +3. I'd be looking to back St. Mary's as a dog. Now let's look at the big dogs, the big horse in the WCC. Gonzaga, the damn Bulldogs. Their net ranked is 19th in the nation. RPI, though, 40th. I think I agree more with the RPI than the net on this team specifically. I don't think they're a top 20 team, but top 40, hey, I could agree with that. Now let me show you some concerns. 14-6 overall record. Concerning. 5-2 in conference play. Concerning. 2-5 against Quad 1. I mean, get this team the hell up on out of here. Lost 2 in a row as of right now against Santa Clara and Oregon State. Also, lost to pretty much every good team they played. West Virginia beat them in November. Kentucky, UConn beat them in back-to-back weeks early December. UCLA got them when UCLA was hot around Christmas. They do have some good wins, though. I mean, they beat San Diego State, beat Baylor opening night, beat Arizona State, beat Indiana, beat Washington State. I don't know. They could always get it together. I mean, they're projected to go 23-7. These last 2 losses just combine the last 2 losses that they got with the fact that they're 2-5 in Quad 1 play, and they ain't looking too good. Excuse me, real quick. Gonzaga, baby. It's captain by a hook. 2-5 Quad 1. and then they lost 2 in a row in a conference that they usually go undefeated in. They do have a true, legit 6 players averaging double digits. You don't even have to round up. And they are 6th in the nation in offensive efficiency, top 6 in the nation in offensive efficiency, 61st in the nation in defensive efficiency. Pretty damn good ball club here. Shoot free throws at a high percentage. They're ranked 9th, shooting about 81% from the free throw line. They rebound the ball exceptionally well on defense, and they guard the 3. They're the first ranked team defensively against the 3. Run you off the line. Come March, that might be their secret weapon. Come March, they're going to run these teams off the line, and they're going to rebound the ball when they miss, and they're going to push the pace, and they're going to score. 6th offensive efficiency. Gonzaga, that's a 7 seed. I said a week ago today, this team can make the Final Four, and then they lost 2 in a row. So, I'm going to shut the hell up about what I think Gonzaga can do. But right now, as a 7 seed, they can definitely beat that 10 seed right now. It's Oklahoma. And the number 2, the fuck? Number 2 in this bracket would be Kansas. Gonzaga can definitely beat Kansas. Kansas. I cannot wait for them to get rid of Dickinson, Adams, Harris. I'm ready for a new regime in Kansas, bro. This one ain't doing it for me. Bill Self, I feel sorry for you. You believed in these kids, and they showed up and said, "Oh, we're soft." Hey, this ain't a Kansas dig. We're talking Gonzaga here, people. Anyway, man, please. It's a mad Thursday, baby. Breaking down some of these teams in the bracket. Just broke down New Mexico, San Diego State, Utah State, St. Mary's, and Gonzaga. It's captained by a hook. Every Thursday, we will talk madness. Counting down 7 Thursdays away from having a damn tournament going on right in front of our faces. 7 Thursdays away. If you don't have plans yet, you better get them. If you haven't taken off work yet, better put in your slip. Call your boss. Say, yeah, I think I'm coming down with a little March Madness. I'm gonna need March 19th through I'm just gonna take off the rest of that week through the weekend. I'll be back on Monday though. I never understand people that don't take off. I don't understand why anybody is open. I haven't worked that Thursday, Friday in a decade. And I'll be damned if I ever do again. Anyway, let's look at yesterday. Humongous slate of games. Try to get through them quickly. Florida, the comeback. Kids, a lot of comebacks last night. Florida started it off. They were down about 10 the whole game. Next thing you know, boom, buzzer beater. The madness is real. South Carolina needed that one. 0-6 now in SEC play. Florida 70-69 win over South Carolina again. Buzzer beater action. Houston 7-0 now in Big 12 play. Excuse me. They held Utah to under 20. Yes, under 20 in both halves. 17 points in the first half, 19 points in the second half. This line moved from minus 19.5 yesterday when I got it out, closed at 16.5. I can't tell you how hard I laughed at the thought of all the people that took plus 19.5 with Utah. Just texting people like, the back door's still open. Why the hell would you bet Utah? Also, they had to say something about Houston's mama. Because, man, 70-36, in the words of JC, that ain't defense. That's disrespectful. Kansas, they also cover with ease, cover the 5.5, 6.5, or the 4.5, wherever you got it. Kansas took care of TCU on the road, 74-61. and Texas A&M. Don't go breaking my heart. I couldn't if I tried. Old Miss thought they had this game under control, up 62-60 with about 14 seconds left. Texas A&M laces a three to win the game. Stunning, maddening win by Texas A&M on the road last night. Old Miss broke my heart. A thriller in overtime in the Big East. Xavier had St. John's on the ropes. St. John's gets it to overtime and runs away with it. And man, oh man, I was loving every minute of it. St. John's covered by a hook. They win by 8, 7.5-point favorites. Oh, woo! Almost smoked it too. They missed 2 free throws in the last minute to win easily. But shout out to them. Shout out to Zach Fremantle. This is a joke, but he felt like the only player on the team that wanted St. John's to cover and wanted the over to hit. The joke is he played for Xavier. Ah! Zach Fremantle. You'll be all right. Big dog. Don't be mad at me. I'm just a messenger. I mean, the kid was missing shots, fouling, blocked a buzzer beater, so it had to go to overtime. I mean, he did everything in his power to get St. John's to the cover and for the over to hit. Syracuse, baby. Captain by a hook. Syracuse plus 14.5. They lose by 14. Clemson, 8-1 now in ACC play. Everybody thinks Duke's about to run away with this thing. Duke's like minus 1,200 to win the ACC. There's about 4 or 5 teams on their backside. You got Clemson at 8-1. Wake Forest has a good record. Louisville has 1 loss. There's like 3 or 4 teams with 1 or 2 losses right behind Duke. Just waiting for them Blue Devils to come through the door. Georgia Tech, 71-64 over Virginia Tech. Don't even know why I read that. Indiana could not hold on. They were up 6 at the half. Northwestern put up 54 second half points. Unlike Northwestern. However, they win and cover against Indiana 79-70. Man, please. Indiana fans, they're sick of it. They're tired of it. They're heartbroken. Drake moves to 17-2 on the season, 7-2 in conference play. Everybody loves the Drake. Stritz 1 assist away from a double, 24 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. Drake 81-71 win. Man, 17-2. Pretty damn good team over there with Drake. Boise State started off, 4-0, 5-0? Just on a horrible run. They lose by 3 last night to Colorado State. Don't look now. Colorado State 6-2 in Mountain West play. Everybody thought once Isaiah Stevens left, they would be nothing. And then everybody talking about myself. Boise State, thought they'd be better. Thought they'd be a tournament team this year. They're 5-4 right now in Mountain West play. Lose by 3 last night. North Texas, the mean green basketball playing machine, 5-1 now in conference play. They get the easy win over Temple, 76-67 there. Loyola Chicago getting back on track, 70-66 win over Fordham. This team was 9-0. They're now 12-7, so they needed that win desperately. Kansas State continues to be trash. 1-6 in Big 12 play. Baylor beats them by 8. Baylor, good, not great. 70-82 win for Baylor at home last night. California takes care of Florida State in the Sunshine State. I said that wrong. California took care of Florida State. Who cares about the punchline? 77-68. Utah State, 90-69 win over You say Nevada, I say Nevada. And the big one, Nebraska. Probably be the last time I talk about them all season. Until the NIT, Nebraska, 73-78, losing to USC. USC and Eric Musselman finding their footing. Stanford blew out the 0-8 Miami Hurricanes 88-51, and San Diego State barely hold on against the 0-8 Air Force. San Diego State 1-point victory in overtime in the game. We're sweating. Arkansas, baby. Round of a bleeping applause. Calipari, give the ball to John L. Davis and get the hell out the way. You still ain't do it last night, though. You thought I wasn't watching? Man, end up slapping that boy. Arkansas somehow gets the win against all odds. 68-6. Man, I was trying to hold that sneeze in till I finished that. 68-65 win. Arkansas over Georgia. Georgia beat Kentucky. And I got to say, Ortega, you might be right. Maybe that was Georgia's Super Bowl. Arkansas, first win in SEC of the season. They're now 1-5. Georgia falls to 2-4. Man, just an exciting night all around. The madness, I'm telling you, it's warming up. I must be getting sick, bro. Feels like it. Damn snow, cold weather. My southern body don't know how to handle it. Anyway, let's look at tonight. I got 2 bets for you. Get to those a little later. Just bit my tongue. Man, everything's going wrong. We're live though, baby. Maine, they're plus 4.5 against Lowell, UMass. I like Maine to cover the 4 and the hook. I feel like I need to just take a lap. Get up, walk around a little bit. Excuse me. Merrimack taking on St. Peter's. I like Merrimack to win it, minus 118 on the money line. Memphis. Man, love this Memphis team. Just cannot lay 13.5 with them, even if I wanted to. Memphis, minus 13 and the hook taking on Wichita State. You can't do it. I think Memphis wins this thing by about 7, 8, 9. Don't think they win it by double digits. I do think they win it comfortably though. Memphis. I cannot lay the 13.5, but I want to. But Louisiana Tech, they're laying 5.5 against Western Kentucky. Definitely cannot lay that. If I had to bet that game, it'll be Western Kentucky, but I'm staying away. Still got hope for Louisiana Tech to win this conference, even though the hope is let's just say it ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen, baby. Chattanooga, they're taking on Sanford. If I had to bet that game, just give me the minus 110 on the money line. But anytime you see minus 110 on both money lines, the books are saying just don't do it. Just put that money in a savings account and let it accrue some interest. A few good late games for you before we get to the bets. Grand Canyon, they're taking on Southern Utah. Grand Canyon's covered the last 2. They're 10.5 tonight. There was 9.5 last night. Some money coming in on the Lopes. That's ASU. Lopes. That's GCU. I was forking them. Anyway, Grand Canyon minus 10.5. I like that bet a lot. That's one of the bets I might get to, but probably not. Them and St. Mary's, and I'll talk about St. Mary's in a second. I think both of them teams win and cover, but I'm probably going to end up staying away. But Grand Canyon minus 10.5, definitely a good bet there. St. Mary's also minus 10.5. St. Mary's is at home though, but San Francisco, the Dons, They have been an absolute terror to this WCC conference this season. I think they can keep this within double digits. Again, I just talked about St. Mary's, one of the best defensive teams in the damn nation. San Francisco is going to have to deal with that all night. St. Mary's is at home. Might talk myself into a St. Mary's minus 10.5 bet. Also might talk myself into a Grand Canyon bet. Both of those teams on the fringe of getting slapped, if you know what I mean. New Mexico State, baby, minus 7.5. Definitely think they win it. Not sure if they cover it. They've been a nice, tricky little team, New Mexico State has. But I can see them winning this by 3 and being happy. Illinois taking on Maryland. I think Illinois wins this thing by 30. Probably going to be on Illinois minus the 8.5. Like that bet a little more than St. Mary's and the Grand Canyon. Haven't bet it yet though. I like the other two bets I placed a lot more. But honestly, I could see an Illinois minus 8.5 bet in my future. I think they win this at home by 30. Coming off of a tough loss to Michigan State over the weekend. Illinois. I feel bad for Maryland. Not because Maryland's bad. Maryland's been that team this year too. I fade them, they win. I bet on them, they lose. It's kind of why I'm also holding it. 8.5 is a lot of points to cover in the Big Ten. This thing could be a 5-point game easily. But I do think Illinois is rolling, rolling, rolling. I think Illinois wins this thing by double digits. Think they win it by close to 20, 30. Think they win it by a whole hell of a lot. Illinois minus 8 and a hook. And then Oregon State, probably the last game I'm going to talk about before I get to my bets. Oregon State taking on Pepperdine. No way in HE double hockey sticks will I ever lay 13.5 with the Oregon State team. But against Pepperdine, they could win this thing by 20 easily. Nobody would bat an eye. Oregon State minus 13.5. If I had to, I like that Illinois, St. Mary's, Grand Canyon. Man, it's going to be hard not to bet those three. Again, I'm going to try not to, but end up doing it. You know how it goes. If you don't, you might be new to the game. Man, fighting to get through this hour. I got 2 bets for you. I got 2 bets for you. I got one. Frank got one. Mine, you're probably not going to like. Late game. Santa Clara. They just beat Gonzaga over the weekend, and now they're back at home. Santa Clara is laying 4.5, taking on Washington State. I've been back in Washington State all season, and I've been happy about it. Plus 4.5 on Washington State. I'm getting greedy. Give me the money line. Plus 170. Going with a late night dog. See if it's howling at the moon at midnight when this thing is over. Give me Washington State on the money line. That's plus 170 on Washington State, taking on a Santa Clara team coming off of a win to Gonzaga. I'm hoping they left all their gasoline against Gonzaga, and I'm going to jump on Washington State tonight, looking for them to bite them. Still looking for this Washington State team to go on a run and make it to this tournament. I would love to see Washington State as that 11 seed in the first 4 in, first 4 out, whatever you call it, playing on that Tuesday, Thursday night. I think Washington State can make a small run to maybe the second round of this tournament if they get a chance. Anyway, if it's the best bet of the day, I need somebody, anybody, hit me with the horns. Franklin, Earl, Beardwinaton, win a ton. But you can call me Frank. This is the best bet of the day. North Carolina, Wilmington. They're on the road against College of Charleston. Return of the Mac. Oh, I cry. Oh, I cry. Give it to me. College of Charleston at home. -2 and a hook. If you got some extra money in your pocket, -140 on the money line is a beautiful bet. If you can get a -140 on a money line on a team that I think is, I hate the words. Anyway, not even gonna jinx it. Knock on some damn wood. College of Charleston, baby. I'm laying the 2.5 again. -140 on the money line. Definitely not too much juice there. I would play it. I would lay it. But I'm gonna be on -2.5 on College of Charleston and my guy Chris Mack at the helm. -2.5. My number for this game is 6. So it's the best bet of the damn day for that reason, baby. Cannot wait for it. Excited to watch it. Little small school Thursday, if you will, going on here. I don't know if they're trying to. I think what's happening, all these television stations are coming in and they're like, we're going to do Friday night prime time hoops. So now all the games we used to get on Friday, we're getting on Thursday. And Friday, we're actually getting good games. So I ain't mad at it. I can watch College of Charleston on a Thursday, then flip over to Illinois, Maryland, then catch the Washington State late night. Anyway, recap these bets and get the hell up on out of here. I'm going Washington State on the money line, taking on Santa Clara, and then Frank's best bet of the day, College of Charleston, -2 and a hook at home. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love. And thank you for the support. Had a blast here with you. Talking some March Madness. Talking some college hoops. It's Captain by a hook with the red beard. Presented by Stare Down Sports. Stare Down Greatness. I'm Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dobbs. Going live on a Thursday, the 23rd day of the year of January of 2025. Please take all of these wagers at your own risk and please gamble responsibly. See you guys tomorrow to talk NFL playoffs. My man JC will be here. I holla.